Divine alignment, divine alignment, divine alignment, divine. I'ma lead, I'ma go far. Told me sleep, but I woke up. I'm at peace, I'm alone now. Get ready, get ready, get ready. On the cloud. Get ready, get ready, get ready, on the cloud. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Get ready, get ready. Baby, please be ready when I pull up. I ain't playing, I want you to do some fucking. And I'm not gonna stop until the sheets are drenched like we up in the pool. Do some fucking. Miss Dame, you come here.
What's goody, everybody? It's your boy Melody, and I'm back with another video. And I know y'all excited to tap into the divinely aligned realm today, so come on in and take your seats and ground in peace, because we got a lot to cover today. But before we get started, I'm gonna ask y'all to please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to stay in tune with future meetings, like, and drop a crown in the comment section below to be divinely greeted. And without further delay, let's get into it. So today, of course, I'm coming with a video for my Scorpio Moon family. And this video is going to be about Scorpio Moon love, and compatibility. So first, I'm going to give y'all a little bit about like what Scorpio Moon is like in love, the type of person that a Scorpio Moon needs in love, and some of their needs, some of Scorpio Moon's needs. And it's going to be from the point of view, of course, if you be on my channel, from the point of view of a Scorpio Moon. So you getting it real and raw, straight from one. So I got some notes. I just wrote all this stuff down from the top of my head, and got a little few notes from research, but most of this is just from me. So I'm probably just gonna be talking anyway. So for the Scorpio Moon in love, or anything, but specifically love, it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. We're intense emotionally with a lot of ups and downs and extremes between this and that emotionally. So a Scorpio Moon in love is, it's gonna need somebody. It's gonna need somebody in hard times to be like a rock for them. Scorpio Moons is gonna need somebody, because it's hard for me to read these notes and try to talk at the same time. Scorpio Moon is gonna basically need a person that is a rock for them in hard times or whatever times. A Scorpio Moon's needs can be hard to be met because they have this insatiable desire for closeness and intimacy. And, it's a lot of people out here who don't like that. Nowadays, like, well, I don't know, maybe that's from the perspective, not the perspective, but just the way I've seen it. But a lot of people don't like to be really close and intimate nowadays. Is really straight to the point. Let's have sex and that's that. And it's not. It's people think that's intimacy and that's the end of it, and it's not. Scorpio Moon needs more than just sex. Scorpio Moon needs somebody who can be there for them emotionally. Scorpio Moon is gonna need somebody that's emotionally available, point blank, period. very much so emotionally available. Definitely, like I was saying, need somebody that's rock solid, because we're rock solid. We're that person that's reliable and trustworthy in any situation or relationship, where a person can trust us with anything, or can rely on us to you know open up to, or be vulnerable with, or share your darkest secrets with. And Scorpio Moon is going to need somebody just like that. Scorpio Moon is going to need somebody who can reciprocate the same energy that we give. Because if it's not, it's like I said, Scorpio Moon is all or nothing. So either you going to come with it all, or nothing at all. We don't want to bother with you. We don't want to deal with you if you going to be halfway stepping with it. Because of such deep and intense emotional experiences, they go through many deaths and rebirths, which is where much of their wisdom, intuition, and emotional intelligence come from. It is hard to get anything by them, so it is best to avoid fickle type people for Scorpio moons. Scorpio moons don't do superficial and lighthearted unless other placements influence lightness, but Scorpio moon is still a powerful placement, so the emotional world won't be taken lightly. So yeah, that's just basically what I was saying. Like, we need somebody who's wise, somebody who has an emotional depth to them, somebody who can help us feel grounded, in our emotions, and help us to ground our emotions. Um, and like I was saying, somebody that's not fickle. Like, you won't be able to get nothing past this person. Like, if you think you finna get in a relationship with a Scorpio moon, first of all, they ain't gonna even let you get past, because when they met you, when they seen you, they read you already. They know you already. They know you ain't they type. And not all the time you just look a person and be like, oh, that's, but a lot of times Scorpio moon can look at a person and be like, oh, that's my type, or oh, that's not my type. Because we just have that ability uh to read beyond what's being shown or said or any of that right off back. you know Being able to see what's beyond what's being said and shown or displayed. So yeah, definitely avoid like fickle people who superficial, light-hearted people who take love and situations like that light-hearted. And sometimes um Scorpio moons can unintentionally or intentionally go for like emotionally unavailable types because of their childhoods. A lot of times Scorpio moons had childhoods where um their emotional needs were neglected in some way. Maybe one of the parents, the mother more than likely, because the moon is the mother, was emotionally unavailable in some way, or neglected them, and maybe didn't nurture them, maybe missed certain things that they had to they needed to be emotionally fulfilled, and to understand what they need from somebody else, or yes, to understand what is needed from somebody else in a relationship. And it's not to say that you really need anything, because part of the goal is for Scorpio moon is coming back to self, and is coming back to self and realizing your wholeness and taking your power back, you know, from those experiences, because maybe more than just the experience of those emotional needs not being met. Maybe you experience some type of trauma, and those things can influence like the way you love or the way you receive love also. Um, So yeah, Scorpio moons can sometimes tend to go for emotionally unavailable people, um, unconsciously or subconsciously, because it's what you're used to or it's what you think love is or what love should be, and it's not. Um, so with that being said, it's best for Scorpio Moon because Scorpio Moon is likely gonna go through challenging challenges with relationships, and that's relationships on every scale probably, uh, because of, for one, struggling with authority, for two, that inability to kind of fully connect because Scorpio moons have issues with trust, very deep seated issues with trust, because of that connection with the mother, was in some way uh, wounded. I'm gonna say it was wounded in some way. So that initial connection is like, it was wounded. So every connection after that is gonna kind of be like stagnant. Not stagnant, but it's gonna be some static. Um, so yeah, definitely it's gonna take some shadow work. If you haven't heard of shadow work or healing, you know, shadow work, and I'm gonna do a video on this. Shadow work is basically where you take a look at the parts of yourself that are suppressed or parts of yourself that need healing and that need love and nurturance and your attention, your inner child, basically. And Scorpio moons is gonna need a lot of that because of the childhood and the trauma that we've experienced. And different placements can influence this, but once again, Scorpio moon is a powerful placement. So those things can still take on different effects even with lighter placements in your chart. Scorpio moons like to dig, pry, and discover, so nothing goes uncovered with them. The type that is appealing to Scorpio moon will be someone with depth, trustworthy, their loyalty, five ever, for real, faithful, emotionally available, and nurturing. And that's just a few things. A lot of times, I just said that. Uh, yeah. So again, Scorpio moons is really gonna need somebody, because I'm gonna reiterate that because it's important. Scorpio moons need somebody who is reciprocal. They're going to reciprocate that same energy that Scorpio moon give, because Scorpio moon gives so much, like, because it is like this desire to love and to connect on a deep level, on a really deep level. So, if the person is not gonna be able to reciprocate a Scorpio moon, if you're a Scorpio moon and you watching this, you need to move on from somebody who's not reciprocating what you're giving, because you're going to be sad. You're gonna be sad and you're gonna be upset with yourself because of the fact that you giving too much. You giving too much. You giving a lot, and a lot of people is not gonna be able to return the depth and the intensity of love that you can give. And sometimes that can intimidate people in a relationship also. You might scare a lot of people off. Like, let's just keep it real. A lot of people is going some people gonna be able to tell, like, people can just feel the Scorpio Moon energy, like anybody, it's just a powerful aura and presence to the Scorpio Moon. So naturally we gonna scare off people who is shallow, or they lighthearted. They not looking for nothing serious. They not looking for nothing that is, deep and committed. And you need to avoid them type of people. It's cool to be friends with them maybe, but avoid, if you really like this person, and I'm gonna touch on that too. If you really like this person and the person made it clear to you that they don't want no commitment, unless you on that level, like, okay, I understand, like, we here, like, I'm not on that either. I'm not on a relationship or a commitment type stuff. I'm just kicking it right now. That's cool. But if you really like this person and the person make it clear to you that they not on that, or they just want to keep you in a friend zone, basically, you need to, depending on what the friendship is like or whatever, you need to cut that situation off, because Scorpio moons can be obsessive, very obsessive. And when we like somebody, when we like something, we get obsessive, like, we get obsessed. And it can be, not a good thing to obsess over somebody that you can't have, because it's you just torturing yourself at this point. You torturing yourself. So it's best to leave them types of people alone too, because they ain't gonna do nothing but play with you. They gonna notice that you wanna give your all to them. They gonna notice, like, your potential and everything that they see exactly what you got to offer, but they just not there. They sometimes people know they don't have that to offer, and they will hold back and not give themselves, because they know they don't have it, or they feel insecure. And you can bring up a lot of these emotions in people and not even realize it. And yeah, you just sometimes can scare people off. Sometimes people ghost us, and we may never know why. We may think it's us, and it's not us. It's nothing about us, but it's more so about them. Really about them, all about them. But we just triggering them. So as I'm saying again, you're gonna need somebody that's rock solid. Period. You're gonna need somebody that's rock solid emotionally, because nobody that is weak emotionally can withstand what you got to come with. Your darkness, like your dark days, when you go into your mood swings or whatever you experience at the time, one of your many deaths and rebirths, you gonna need somebody to hold you down when you going through whatever. You don't need nobody that's gonna be like airy. As soon as you go through some, or as soon as you experience something, they running away, or you don't need that. So Scorpio moons are, if I haven't said it already, are very loyal people, like loyal to a fault. Like, it don't make no sense. And I don't know about all Scorpio moons, because, like I said, other placements, keep this in mind always, that other placements can influence, a person's personality. So, most Scorpio moons I would say, would be known for being loyal. But some that might be on the unevolved side may not be as loyal. They might experience the darker emotions like revenge and obsession, possession, and and all of that, to the point where their relationships might have drove them crazy, or a situation might have made them like just ruthless, like it hurt them so bad, like, because sometimes other placements can influence how harsh you may experience that Scorpio moon. As a Scorpio moon, you need someone to validate your complex emotional nature. You need somebody who isn't afraid of the dark, somebody who's not afraid of things of the shadow, somebody who isn't afraid of the shadowy depths of the human psyche. A Scorpio moon needs somebody with grounding energy, like somebody with heavy earth placements or water, but earth is more grounding. So at this point, I'm gonna rate each moon sign's compatibility to Scorpio moon from least compatible to the most compatible. So starting off with the least compatible is Gemini. And this is just my personal list. Like, this is not based off like squares and all that stuff to Scorpio moon. And it may be a little biased because it's my personal list. Drop y'all list below who y'all think, might be compatible, because y'all might have had experiences where you might have had a beautiful experience with one of these people on my list. Who knows? So drop y'all lists below too, if you feel free to. So yeah, Gemini is the first. That's the least. Aquarius, Libra, Sag, Leo, Aries, Virgo, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Taurus. And these all moon signs. So those are all of the ones I think from least to the most compatible. I will give an explanation, a little summary. Air signs and fire signs to me aren't that compatible with Scorpio moon, because air, first of all, is too flighty. Like I said, Scorpio moon needs somebody, energy that is grounding. Maybe if they had the air moon, and some earth stellium or water stellium, maybe something in the major planets. But that moon is very significant for a Scorpio moon, as far as compatibility goes. Because it's the emotions. You need that emotional security, in your love life. So yeah, the air signs too flighty for me. Me personally, I'm not dealing with nobody with a air moon. I'm sorry. Fire moons, Sag, Leo, Aries is the next three. It was Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, Sag, Leo, Aries. Fire can be medium to disastrous with Scorpio. For one, because Scorpio is kind of like a fiery water sign. And the fire, like, I feel like it would be a good match for like Scorpio's passion, and intensity. And I don't know, like, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever dated or been with any fire moons. Maybe before I got into astrology, but yeah, me personally, like, I just don't feel like I would get with a fire moon either. Just because I don't know, I just don't feel like it would be solid enough for the Scorpio moon. Like fire, it probably would be like, it maybe would get bored with Scorpio moons, like constant need for validation and um I don't know, I could be wrong. Earth, well, I got Virgo, Pisces, and Cancer. So water and earth by itself is those are two really good combinations for somebody with a Scorpio moon, because the earth, Taurus and Capricorn at the top, being because those energies work well together to me personally. First, because I'm a Capricorn sun, so I love Taurus, I love earth energy, and I love water. Like I said, my list is pretty biased. Um, but yeah, I just feel like those are the most compatible because they just have the ability and the depth to sustain what Scorpio Moon has to hold, or what Scorpio Moon holds. You know, they just have the depth. They got the depth. The water signs and in the earth signs. Like, yeah. So that's my video on Scorpio Moons and love. Um, Scorpio Moon is so like deep. I might even have a part two for like Scorpio Moons and love, you know, just to touch on like more stuff, like stuff I didn't touch on in this video. Um, yeah. So thank you for watching. If you stayed this long, I appreciate you. Please like this video. Please drop some comments. I really do appreciate y'all for tapping in with all my other videos. Please continue to subscribe to my channel. Check out my music, because I do have new music coming soon. And yeah, that's about it. Melody checking out.